More often than not, if you either live in BC or you come from another province or from the UK or the States, one of the first most common things is, where's the brothers at? Where's the community? Here in the Lower Mainland, you don't often see a group of Black men together in a setting outside of maybe a sports event, just connecting to talk. My name is Bernard Piprah. I'm a registered clinical counselor. That's a fancy word for a therapist. Brothers, thank you so much for coming out this evening. There's a lot of other places we could be, but being intentional about connecting it's a powerful thing. So, Brothers Brunch, this whole idea was informally birthed by a few brothers in my life here in attendance: Jeff, Justin, Sean, Stanley, JP, my brother Lenny. For years, these connections have fostered a strong sense of brotherhood. Brothers Brunch Vancouver is a social gathering in which we have layers of spiritual self-care, emotional self-care, social self-care. Men in general, I think we're often socialized to only get together for like beers and whatnot. This is more intentional around having specific conversations, putting a spotlight on one another.
So I guess I would say to you, sometimes when the rules, it's like this ball you're trying to fit into a square peg, when it doesn't fit, create a new template, right? And that template has to be your own personal template that gives you the personal satisfaction that you need.
When I first started looking at some of the challenges that some of us face being isolated in our society, I kind of took a step back and looked at where I came from. I come from collectivist cultures, whether it's Jamaica on my mother's side, Ghana on my father's side. Back in those respective countries, community is a big deal. Community is everything to stabilize us. And isolation is so critical to our mental well-being. We're not meant to live alone. Now, I took the initiative to reach out and try to organize get-togethers with Black men around me who had the same worries about being siloed and being isolated. I think I encourage the gentlemen to, come in their best, because a lot of folks, when they talk about Vancouver, it's not uncommon to just like pull up to a restaurant like an Arc'teryx jacket and some like Lululemon sweats or something like that, and that's like fresh enough to go out. But a lot of times, many of the men who show up there are from nations and cultures that it's very important for us to like represent ourselves well and to come in our best. And I also think for men, most of us, when we think about like, looking real good, it's some intention behind it. I'm going out to find some ladies tonight or something like that, but the idea of us doing this for ourselves, I think, is profound for our mental well-being.
Look inside, and one of the weaknesses, one of the things that are holding you back, from your own Black experience, from your kind of Black, right? Because we're not the same, right? Like, I don't care, like, we're all united because of our experiences, but we all have different stuff we're dealing with that we dealt with that got us here.
Some of the challenges that Brothers Brunch faces right now is sometimes some other groups outside of the Black community will be saying, hey, why are we excluded from this? Or how come we can't join and whatnot? And, honestly, one of the first things I say is we're such a small community and population here, and we have more systemic issues to be able to face and discourage us. And I think it's really important that first and foremost, we try to build something for ourselves here.
We are right now our ancestors' wildest dreams. Like sitting there in this room, looking all good, like representing ourselves. And we don't come from cultures we were like that. That was the things that were put on us, coming into systems that weren't built for us.
One of my big hopes for Brothers Brunch in terms of its growth is to be more inclusive. I don't want to discourage brothers who feel like they can't show up in a nice suit because they can't afford it to be there. I want to include all ranges of classes at our events. And I like the idea of us mentoring. Like that means presence matters. That means showing up for each other intentionally matters. That means events like the Brothers Brunch Vancouver matters.